wow. I've used some interesting things as bookmarks in my time, but I've never used an obituary. I think that the publishers should be fed to sharks. That's a little extreme, but is it? That's my daddy issues showing, but yeah. Give us a hint about the book that you're writing. Hello. This microphone isn't real. I just wanted something to do with my hands, and I felt like having a mic like this to talk into would look so professional, you know? And you just hold it like this and you talk like you're on a podcast. Let's do it. Okay. Hi, book buddies. We are just gonna do a really casual, chatty Q&A. I'm gonna answer your guys' questions that you send over on Instagram, just because why not? I feel like I haven't done a Q&A on here. Have I ever? I don't know. So I'm gonna answer your questions. A lot of these are reading specific. What is your reading goal for the year? My reading goal is 100 books and I have read 80. So that's pretty good so far. So you'd think, Sam, obviously you're gonna make it to 100, no big deal. But I don't know, guys. I haven't been reading all summer. So will I make it? I don't know. I have some other goals though, like reading my physical TBR. There are so many books on my physical TBR. I want to read a lot of them. I want to unhaul some of my books, which is shocking because I love my books, but there are some that don't bring me joy, but maybe they bring someone else joy, so maybe I should donate them. We'll see. Those are some goals I have. What is the max you would pay for a book? Book prices in Canada are out of control. This book, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, I picked it up as part of my birthday haul video that I did with my mom where she set a timer and I could buy as many books as I wanted. I picked up this book and then I was tallying how much all the books were going to cost because I didn't want my poor mother to spend a bajillion dollars on it. I put it back. I didn't get this book because it is $37.99 Canadian, which is so much money. So this is over my limit. I would not buy this. I would never go over $30 for a book, I think. And now that's making things difficult because so many books cost more than $30. Unless it's YA. YA is cheaper. I wonder why that is. I'm also not someone that would buy special editions of books or anything like that. This book, $37 Canadian. I got this at Book Outlet. So here's some ways that I save money on books. Book Outlet. I don't know if they have it everywhere. They sell discounted books. I want to say that I got this as part of like a haul I did when they had their $7 and under fiction sale on. In general, you can get a lot of books there. The thing is they don't have every book. They sell overstock and stuff. So that's a good way to get new books for cheap. I like the thrift books. So that's another way to save money. And the library and Kindle Unlimited are all great ways to save money on books because books are expensive. Even paperbacks, like let's see, this one, $25. $25 for a paperback. Who sets these prices? Also, it hurts my soul because it also shows me what books cost in the US and books are so much cheaper. So much cheaper. And I'm like, just don't even show me that. Just keep it from me. I'm okay with being kept in the dark about that. You can only pick one. Physical books, ebooks, or audiobooks. I'm gonna go physical books. Physical books for me are top tier. I love sitting down with a book, feeling it in my hands, seeing how long it is. There's something really nice. Have I ever read this? I just think that there's something so special about turning a page, about the smell of a book, just being able to lend it to someone as long as they return it. I'm really weird about people returning my books. If you don't return my books, dead to me. Not actually. Ooh, okay, somebody said, and this is a good question, would you have started making book content if you weren't already a content creator? If you're new here, if you only watch this channel, if you're new to me, you might not know that this is just like my little hobby, honestly. So I am one half of Allie and Sam, which is me and my wife. I've been a full-time content creator, I think, for about 7 years, since a little before the pandemic, and I'm very lucky. It's an amazing job. I just feel so blessed that I have this community online. But this is definitely my hobby. I would have done this no matter what. I mean, I started making content before I was a content creator in general. That's how I became a content creator. My thing is always do it. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? But this is definitely just like a hobby of mine. I'm not really making money from this. I don't have like a huge following here. It's very niche, especially because I read very niche things. The benefit is definitely that I have the skills already to create content and all of the equipment and stuff that goes with it. So I want to bring the mic back. Did you always read as an adult? Okay, so the answer is yes, but I was reading really different things. A year and a half ago, I picked up ACOTAR. That's when I started reading romance and reading fantasy for the first time as an adult. I had stopped reading fantasy in high school, maybe because I thought it wasn't cool anymore. I thought it was for kids. I didn't even really know anything about fantasy books for adults besides like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And then I fell down a rabbit hole and I've been reading those genres ever since. But I feel like I've been a lot more pigeonholed before reading ACOTAR, and I was really only reading nonfiction, mostly parenting books and pregnancy books and that kind of stuff. And I was also reading a ton of thrillers. I'm a big thriller girly, still am. But I would say that actually reading ACOTAR like re-inspired my love of reading. Ooh, if I could add a book to your TBR, what would it be? Can it be something that's not deep? This isn't deep. This is just fun. This is just for fun. I just said I like thrillers, right? Read Listen for the Lie. I loved this thriller. I gave it 5 stars. It is written in like multiple formats. I don't need this mic. Why am I like, oh, no. I like when a book has multiple formats, so it's told in podcast excerpts and then just like a normal book. I don't know. I thought it was a really fun read. Although I would also add tomorrow. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Okay, scratch this. We're gonna put the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo on your TBR. It's one of my favorite books and it's queer, so you would not think a book titled The 7 Husbands would be queer, but here we are. What are my bookish hot takes? Okay, some bookish hot takes I think that book jackets are disgusting. They give me the biggest ick. I throw them in the trash 90% of the time. You'll find a couple here and there on my bookshelf, but in general, I throw them right in the trash. I wish every book was printed like this. Why can we not just print directly on the hardcover? Like, why do we need a book jacket? Why do we need a dust jacket? I don't like them. I dog ear my pages and use questionable things as bookmarks, although I don't think this was me. I thrifted it. It's more Mennonite country cooking. Let's see, what did she bookmark? What did she think was a really good recipe? Oh, she also used obituaries as bookmarks. Who died? Wait, the author? Wow. I've used some interesting things as bookmarks in my time, but I've never used an obituary. I will say that I do find something weird about this whole like cartoon people on the cover for romance books when it's like spicy, because it looks like it gives me kids vibes. That's weird. I think stickers on books, permanent stickers. I love that I have all these things at easy access and it's printed right on the cover. Oh no, Netflix show. I think that the publishers should be fed to sharks. That's a little extreme, but is it? I think it's dumb when books come out as just hardcovers first and then you have to spend a whole bunch of money, especially when you already have other books in the series as soft covers. What is your favorite book of all time? Guys, that's a really good question because I don't think I have one. I have to confess to you that I have trouble with favorites in general, like my favorite color. If you ask me my favorite anything, I'm gonna panic inside because how do I decide that? So I always have a number of favorites. I really like Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's my daddy issues showing, but yeah. Do you have an auto-buy author where they come out with something, I'm gonna buy it? Sarah J. Maas. She could write anything and I would buy it. Also Taylor Jenkins Reid. And any of her like historical fiction type books she comes out with, I will buy. I haven't read them all, but I will buy it. I have a couple books on my TBR by her. Kate Quinn, who writes some historical fiction, she's not a buy author of mine. If she comes out with something and I see it, I'm gonna buy it. Also Riley Sager. Nope. I'll take that one off the list. He's not on the list anymore. His books are getting too ghosty. I don't like a ghosty thriller, we know that. What's a book you wish you could read for the first time again? I'm going to say A Court of Mist and Fury. That one. I wish I could read that again for the first time. Especially now as someone who likes fantasy a lot more. I wish I could. As a mom, where do you squeeze in reading time during the day? That's a great question. I'm actually doing a whole video about this because I get asked this a lot because I read a lot and I have a year, and they're not even 2. Yeah, a year and a bit. They're not 2. I have almost 2-year-old toddlers. And I do find a lot of time to read. I mean, I've read 80 books so far this year, so there's a full video coming out on that, so stay tuned. Ooh, okay, this person, you're reading Throne of Glass and you just got to Empire of Storms. Do you do the tandem read or do you read them individually? 100% the tandem read. That was one of the most fun I've had reading a book, and I think it kept books and I think that it kept me really motivated to read them even though they're both super long, because I was just flipping back between them. Also, I don't think I would have read Tower of Dawn. I don't think I could have got through it. Like that was my least favorite book. So at least that way I was like, oh, only this many more pages in Tower of Dawn before I can read Empire of Storms again, which I really liked. So that got me through it because I didn't care for Cole. Is that how you say it? I never know when you say a character's name out loud after only reading it in your head, how it's said. Is it Chol? That's a horrible name. It has to be Cole, right? What is a trope that you don't enjoy and a trope that you do? I definitely like friends to lovers. I think it's very cute. I almost always like it. I don't like bully romances. I don't like sports. I don't like sports. I don't like sports romances, so they're not for me. And I'll leave it here. Give us a hint about the book that you're writing. I'm not being vague on purpose about this. I feel like maybe it seems like I am. People are constantly commenting on things and wanting to know more about the book that my wife and I are writing. We're writing a book together, and I'm not being vague on purpose. Well, I am being vague on purpose, but it's just because my publisher didn't want me to talk about it right away. So I have some things in my contract. So I haven't been speaking about some of the details. Once I get the go-ahead that I can share what my book is about, I will tell you. Is there a hint I can give? I don't know. Stay tuned. I actually managed to stick entirely to reading related questions in this video, so I'm proud of myself for doing that, and I'm sorry I didn't get to everyone's questions. We could do another chatty Q&A another time. Sometimes I feel awkward just sitting here and talking in front of the camera with nothing to do with my hands. That's why this is my sidekick today. So thanks for watching. I'll be back really soon with another video, and happy reading.